Hello again. Welcome back to BackBit Impawsible. I am still Loop Dark Snow. Nothing's changed there. And, well, last time we got a bit of an insider look as to how these character maker programs work. And, well, this time around I have 5 more character makers to show you. But as you can imagine, this is getting a little silly. So I did, smoosh all of the juicy, interesting bits down to one episode for you, because these are the ones that didn't quite pan out. In the next 2 or 3 months, I try a number of things, and, these are worth mentioning here. And they're interesting in their own right, but it's not until the next episode that we actually finally come across the version that actually makes it. I do succeed in the end, obviously, because, you've seen the program run. But yeah. These are the ones that don't, and, as you can imagine, the quest is speed and precision. And the problem is, my very first one is slow as hell, but really good. So, can you find something that's fast-ish and really good? Well, let's find out. As you already know, none of these are, but interesting stuff nonetheless. So, let's watch.
Okay, here we are with Character Maker 2.24. Well, let's watch it do its thing at 20 megahertz. This part is between generations, where it's trying to assign characters that have already been defined before it looks for a new level of mismatches. Boy, I'm not explaining this very well. But there we go. We're not out of characters, but it thinks it's done. Now, I'm not certain about, look at this. Yeah, it's not very elegant, and it's not very good with the compression here. But the thing is, after this first cycle, this part. So you see, nothing got added to the characters, or to the screen, but it's supposed to be comparing every available cell to every character that's already been made, and anything that is 1 pixel different from one of those characters should get assigned as that character. And I think I have a glitch somewhere in my program. Well, I don't expect you guys to understand this code. I mean, you didn't write it. You could understand enough of it if you stared long enough. And I have been combing over this a few times. It looks so right. And I think I found where it's wrong. You know how that first little intermediate step does not introduce anything new? Here's the problem right here. This. Yeah, this is pretty much all that I needed to do to make this behave like it should, I believe. I bet you it's going to work now. Oh, am I excited. Let's see what new data we get. Come on. Oh, look at this beauty. It's not gobbling up all my characters yet. And I know I can go back in here and improve this. Ooh. Okay, it thinks it's done. It's not perfect. 2257. And normally it's out, a lot. That is a lot. Because normally it's out by 1386 on my super slow version, 1583, 1800, 1800. Damn, it's faster, but it's not better. And the image is almost complete, and then the eye takes the beating. Poof, and it's done. But the thing is, look, it didn't use all the characters. So here's the thing that I could add. Keep track of how many cells on the screen you haven't dealt with yet, because those are the ones that, we're not even explaining this well either. But at some point, the remaining cells that you haven't dealt with equal the number of characters that you haven't assigned. At which point, it's a 1-to-1 ratio. And those are going to be the oddballs. The eye, the weird piece of branch that doesn't look like anything else. And the pixel difference, like right now, it's a hurting. Because that's supposed to be like 1376 I can do, right? But what will it be if I can abort this at just the right time, that everything that doesn't fall into this little pattern becomes a perfect 32 of 32 match? I gotta find out. So now I got this little program here. Take a brief look at it. Well, this is what it does. It shows me the patterns I get if I use a certain distance apart, like 3 units, 4, and some of these are very good. That one's okay. Not so good. No. This one, yes. And I'm looking for a nice pattern to use that I can basically, instead of grouping them, like dividing the screen into cells and picking the best from each of those, what if I had it staggered like this throughout the screen and had a certain number of these type of groups? So it's going to choose the best one. Now they're getting too spaced out, but it'll choose the best one of those few, you know what I mean, and implement it screen wide. And then, of course, the next group actually starts just one character over. So it's, well, yet another way to possibly attack this a little more quickly than I would have done any other way. Because if you think about it, well, I'll run this again for fun. If you think about it, if I'm doing 1,000 cells at one time, comparing each of the 1,000 to each of the other 1,000, that's 1 million comparisons per generation, right? At the start, and it gets better as time goes on. But if I only have, say, 60 in a group to worry about, well, 60 times 60, 3,600. It's, like almost 300 times less comparisons to do. So even though I am getting consistently worse results by dividing the screen into subsections and blah, blah, but of course I am. Because if you're not considering the whole picture, you're not going to get as good of a result. But I can't wait for 6 hours for one frame to render, you know what I mean? So unless I find a better way to go about this, well, I do have a backup plan, and that is my merging the cells that have the least difference between them. That was my second best solution so far, but I'm hoping for more. Well, as bugs go, I've been chasing this one for a while. Now, like I showed you earlier, I'm planning to make like this, 11 cells apart, and, well, you can see what it says there, right? That becomes a group, and then blah, blah, blah. So anyway, here's what I get. Oops. Okay, I'll get this right eventually. Let's do it this way. And that's it. And it pretty much locks up there. It doesn't go back and pick the next best character. But, let's see. I already found it, but it sure took me a while to find it. I'll let you look for a moment. Well, I can tell you what this does, because it was a hack. I'll do it inefficiently, and if it's really good, then I'll come back and tweak it better. But this particular pointer, I'm adding now 11, and it's just jumping by 11. So the bitmap, to jump 11 cells, it has to add 88, right? And now I can't simply look for the end of the bitmap down here, because it might be here, it might be here. So I just subtracted, right, this bit. And if it's carry clear, well, it's not done. But if it's BF40 or above, we exit. But where is it? It might not even be on this screen. Oh, that was it. Are we done or not? You see? Oops. this is why it, well, yeah. It's the littlest things, isn't it? Okay, so let's speed this sucker up. Boobadoo. Now, I don't have any control in place. It might overflow, lock up, screw up, who knows. What once took a half an hour is there. Now for the verdict. Let's take a look at my old notes. Well, this used to score 1386, but it took 29 minutes to do it. Ooh. I mean, well, the ending time doesn't matter. Why doesn't it matter? Well, I was having a bit of a problem here. I guess I really shouldn't go into much detail to explain it, but look in between these two. Yeah, you don't see anything wrong, but compare it to my notes. Reset, gain, and video matrix right there. So in between that and that, oops. I don't know what I caused to happen, but fixing it is going to be an improvement. Okay, I got to show you guys this. I'm still debugging, but I added a, well, let's reassemble it anyway. I'm in fast mode. I added some debugging stuff. So there's flashing. I'm sorry about that. And I'm not sure what I did wrong yet, but wow, check this out. Just look. Once it hits like about 300, it starts finding and replacing characters like it was designed to. Check out the snout. Boom. Oh, yeah. And it's improving itself as it goes. And then when it gets to 1,000, well, that's when it gives up, right? Oh, please get rid of that dot in the eye. Oh, no, it's wrecking stuff. But it's also thinking that this is part of the image. I'm not sure what's going on, but it's wild. I'm going to get a crappy result anyway because the bottoms are all corrupted. Yeah, sure. But, oh, wow, that was exciting, eh? Okay, I gotta go. I think I found it. Check it out. My pixel difference starts here. That's the lowest thing. I thought 6C was the lowest. So this needs to become, that's it. That might be it. Let's run this right now. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. And the winner is hopefully me. Come on, boy. Wow, and it's fast too. Well, with the Super CPU, it surely is. Now, the score to beat, I think, was 1386. Oh, man. I gotta check. Okay, let me check. 1386. If this is lower than 1386, I'm a freaking genius. Damn. It's not. Oh, man. Sure was fun, though. Okay, I had a semi-brilliant idea a few days ago. Character Maker 5. Now, I've been working on this for, well, 2 days, pretty hard. I got so many bugs. I even drug out my old printer here. Check this out. You can barely see it, right? But, MPS 1200 to the rescue. Anyway, that didn't help too much. Check this out. Okay, I got the Super CPU running because it still needs it. I might explain how this works, but for the moment, this is what I had. It goes that far, and then it starts screwing up, and it'll start putting stuff in the corner here, and it was very upsetting. It didn't go where I wanted it to go, but I was browsing through my code so carefully. I noticed one flaw. Let me show you. Right here. Doesn't matter what it is. But this is it. This is supposed to be that. And now, oops, okay. Well, I guess now you see what it does. I thought this would be better. It is not. That's too bad, but boy, is it fun to watch. Now, the first time round, it takes a lot longer, but it gets faster as it goes. Come on, get to number 2. Yeah. Check this out. And it'll start homing in on the ideal picture. Problem is, it runs out of characters. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. See, it's getting faster and faster. Now, I knew by the time this was done that this probably is not a good solution, which is too bad because, I spent days on this. There it is. And my usual telltale sign, his eye is all gibbled. That's too bad. 1386 was the score to beat, and I thought that this sort of algorithm would have done it. Not even close. Ooh, what a waste of time. But it was fun to try. Now I guess I'll tell you how it works real quick. Boom. See, you see an average of all the pixels. It adds up every pixel possibility. It creates a new character, the most common for each one. And then it goes, well, which one can I break up next? And it finds the 2 cells that are furthest apart from each other, like most unlike each other, and puts it into mom and dad. And then all the kids have to go live with mom or dad. And then we make averages for each of those 2, and we go on and on and on. And I thought it would have worked. But it don't. And it's slow. Okay, this is a little diversion here. I wanted something to run while I was busy with paper. But anyway, look at this. Yeah. What it does is it picks very badly at random with the possibility of picking the same thing twice. It picks 256 different cells from the bitmap, calls it a character set, and then sees what it can do, making the best of it. And every time it comes up with the new best, it changes the background color. And this is pure random stupidity, right? And as you can see, youch, it sucks. But whatever, it was worth a shot. I didn't think it was going to be great, but you never know, right? Okay, it is really May 2024. I am done the project, but I'm going through my footage, figuring out what should go into what video, and I saw the clips you just saw, mostly in September, one in December that reminded me that, yeah, this was never completed. So tonight, I went back to 2.25, and I tried it. I forget exactly how the code works, so I made the most fudgiest fudge hack, whatever, it's a mess. So it's a lot slower than it needs to be, but it does the job. Check this out. Just like before, you've seen how it works. I've explained it enough times tonight. But once it hits that magic number where the unassigned characters equal the amount of cells it hasn't dealt with, watch this, it's just going to pop. Boom. Isn't that great? And look at the result. That is close to my best. I would have had a near ideal solution months ago, so many months ago, but I didn't know it.
It's kind of cool to be at this point because after all these fails are out of the way, what's left is the one that works, and then we can finally move on to there's other problems that need to be solved. It's not a slam dunk still, and that's what I like about this project, or at least turning it into a video series, because there's stages to it. It's a story, and had I not experienced it, I would have found this rather interesting. As it is, I'm actually enjoying the episodes that I'm making for you because, I have to watch them a number of times to get the editing right. So as long as I'm still enjoying it, hopefully that means that it's still useful for you. Anyway, till next time, I'm Loop Dark Snout.